Okay, nice.
Okay, you want to bring us in?
Yeah, sure. All right. And here we are, playoff podcast. We got Team Spirit and Eternal Fire. The GOAT of each team and another GOAT from each team.
No,
there's the tie-in. This is pretty exciting though. Pretty cool. You guys actually just played recently in a grand final, Blast Bounty, best of 5. You guys had a slightly better time, it's safe to say. Yeah, I figured that would be a good place to start, though. How was it playing each other in the last final, guys?
This wasn't our first final against them. They beat us in the two of that times. I think like they are somehow like playing better, and these guys are carrying, and they're destroying us. But
one day we will.
One day.
With Anubis.
With Anubis.
Bring back the vertigo.
Yeah, Donk, why are you an Anubis hater, man? I think it's a cool map. It's like uniquely designed. Why does Anubis make you mad?
It's secret. Who knows? Maybe it's not making me angry. Maybe it's a mind game.
He's in my head. He's in my head.
Who knows?
Okay, yeah. Well, I thought it was a good map.
Well, because you guys have been loving Anubis. Like 2025, year of Anubis for Eternal Fire. 100% win rate.
7-7
it's
now.
Doing well right now, I think. But I think one day we will lose, obviously.
Sure.
3D Max actually had you guys on the ropes for a minute there.
It was very close. Even against them, they beat us, but we just did come back
from 12-3, I think.
12-3, so they had to win Anubis, to be honest. But like we just did it. But I think,
it's
a good map for us.
Didn't you guys come back on the CT side as well? Even more insane, like
Damn.
meant to be the T side merchant map, you know, like and it's CT sides I feel like are making a big difference for you guys. One of the things I was curious about there, like how did you kind of settle on Anubis, like as the map that you really wanted? Was this just one where in prac it was hitting good? I mean, you guys have looked to play it for a long time now, but this kind of dominance is new.
Like, I think it's a close map with a lot of fight, and you can take some zone very easy. Like you can take middle control easy. You can take I don't know how to say if we have the same word, but the cave.
Yeah.
And after that, when you have both of them, like I like to call, I like to fake call extra. So I like the map, the technical, and
All right, sweet.
Yeah, and
there is a lot of space for T side.
Yeah, I was trying to get my head around that. So like they can take a lot of territory.
Yes, a lot of control. They can come really closer to like CT side and also leave that place in immediately.
Like you can take zone without dying.
Yes,
this is important for me. Like you can take control of somewhere without dying, and it's good because you have free information what's doing.
I mean, for a long time, I was trying to play B anchor on Anubis CT.
Good luck.
Difficult.
I just hated my life, bro. It's like, oh, they're coming. There's 6 flashes. I'm in a Molotov. There's 3 different angles pushing me at the same time. I hated it.
You should try cave.
I should try it, Well, they just shoot me in the head and then I'm dead. And that sucks.
The cave one's mad. Molotovs have ruined that position. When they molly you out, but then they do the mollies that like bounce
behind
off
you.
the
double molly.
You're mollied at pillar, the sight is mollied, the dark is mollied. It's
and
like
from B right side, Alp is looking there when you're running.
What do you do? What do you do? But I do think like the CT aggressions, I feel like that was where I first got my head around like, you know, having some sort of like move for info and control from a CT side perspective. Like, are you going early B main? Are you setting up an AWP A main for early info and fights? Like I kind of started making sense for me for the first time.
It can cost a lot to you as well as a CT if you do in the wrong time.
Yes, right.
Like AWP can hold in B lobby, like also you can get flash in A main and they can chase you immediately. So also you can give a break for your aggression. So
I was thinking maybe we could do like kind of a, because you're at 2 different paths right now, right? Like as in, for you, your next progression is lifting trophies. Like you've been getting to the playoffs, now you've got to lift trophies. We've got 2 players who've been lifting trophies last year, especially of course at the end of the year. And I just think one of the, what's the separating thing? What's the missing ingredient for you now? You guys went for, was it 18 roster changes or something crazy? It's like, you know, Immor out, woxic in, you know, Wicardia moves from Academy, and now you've got the right pieces. you've got the right players. What's the next ingredient? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I need to ask them.
That's
like,
it.
what is the secret? Like to lift
do you know what? I have a theory.
Yeah,
I have a theory. I think Donk is a good example of the flow state. You know, we say like locked in. People are saying, "Oh, he's locked in."
No emotion. You mean like
No.
Flow state is when you're in that place where it's kind of like your body, your mind is in the game. It's like you're just.
focus on that.
You don't see your
lifting
monitor,
trophy.
your keyboard, your mouse. It's like you're making decisions instantly.
Yeah.
It's it's like instinct.
Yeah.
You can't think. You're not even thinking. It's just the thousands of repetitions of that situation. You're playing. You just make the decision without thinking. And I think you're a good example of that, where you play, you grind, right? You just played so much Counter-Strike that you're at the point now where those decisions you're making are usually the right one. Mm-hmm. Without much, don't need to think. Does it feel weird to say, don't think to play your best? Does that make sense to you, Magigs? Obviously, you have to make decisions and choices, but at times it's just instinct.
I mean, there's sometimes places and timings where you need to think on something.
Yeah.
But overall, to play well, you don't have to be thinking on some parts of the game, and it should be coming naturally from you. Because if you're thinking, you are having different options, and then you might get lost in them, and
You don't do anything.
probably one of the outcomes is this one. Yeah.
How was your experiences with pressure, woxic? Have you experienced both?
Yeah, I experienced both. Like, I also lifted trophies back in the day. So when things are like going not super well for your team, if you are also starting to get in your minds as a thought like, are we losing? Then you are losing. But if you don't think about it at all, it's like if you just say, we can still win it till go to 16 back in the days, now 13. The game is not over. Just full focus. Just believe each other. If you are like not saying just by words, if you are believing from heart, I think you can do the comeback or like win the games and lift the trophy. Like in Split game, we didn't went down like from 12-3 in that Anubis map.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
There was no,
like,
like-
everybody was believing still that we can do the comeback. Like maybe people were not believing from their heart, but by their mouth and giving you like positive team talk.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. It's like I think 70% of this game is a mental, not about shooting or something.
Damn, 70%?
That's my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you put a number on the mental side? Like how much of Counter-Strike is having good mental? I mean, good aim is good too.
Of course. You should have at least. But
I think you cannot perform good without good mental.
Yeah.
So basically, yes, I think like 70 or maybe 75. It's about mental.
Okay, because it's confidence. We always say confidence.
Every competitive game, it's a mental game.
Yeah.
So
That's the difference between the person who gets the kill and the one that doesn't is probably a lot to do with confidence and, of course, mechanics. A combination.
Yeah. I really like that insight from you, woxic, man. I think it's interesting. Like I remember like when you were in Maus and stuff, dude.
Yeah.
I feel like you've matured so much since then, dude. It's kind of crazy, like because I remember it was Cologne last year, and I think you guys had just like been eliminated, and you were a little like upset about it. You were sad, and like I just remember you were sitting around the hotel, and you were saying like, I've just been thinking about like everything I could have done differently, all the different ways we could have played this. Like the loss is way heavy on you, but you were still trying to like think of how that doesn't happen again.
Yep.
You know, like would you say you've matured a lot between your time on like that Maus squad where you were this explosive, like risk-taking AWPer?
Yeah.
Nowadays, bro, you play like a more percentage-based, like smart game with the AWP. It's not like, oh, watch him win this like crazy
I don't know,
1v4.
man. It was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. You still get him, but I don't know, dude. I feel like you've developed a lot as a player, because you could have, after the whole like Maus time ended and Cloud9 didn't exactly work out like fantastically.
yeah.
Bro, someone who like wasn't driven or like tried to level up in that moment could have just like fallen off completely. But you ended up getting the band back together in Eternal Fire. Like, talk to me about that whole sort of journey and how it's been for you since then.
I mean, when everything was going perfect with the mouse times, I thought like everything gonna be so good in the future as well.
Yeah.
But after that, the corona sickness came out, and the game started to be like playing in online, and I had bad internet and bad pings and stuff. So after I had to move to Cloud9 because we fell apart from the mouse team. But Cloud9 project didn't work well.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't right roster. Maybe it wasn't the right time. So I don't know. Maybe not in this universe. But it didn't work out. And that time, actually, like, to be honest, I was psychologically went down a bit because, I said, like, I tried everything. I just brought myself also here. And what is next now? So, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to play for the international team or am I going to create my own team? Basically, I was asking to myself those kind of questions. And in the end, I just said, okay, let's try with the Turkish one this time. Because I have been playing like for like 6-7 years. Hellraisers, Cloud9, Mouse Sports. And also some mix with the European people. So I said, okay, let's come back to the Turkish side again. And I just speaked up with the xantares and I asked him, are you happy in big? And do you want to create this kind of team? And this is here we are today after 3 years. So yeah,
bro, it's really cool because when I was like first watching CS, I always loved like the old Space Soldiers team, man, and it was so wild that you guys weren't on the same team back then. Like you were playing, it was Dark Passage at the time, right? Like, dude, it always blew my mind that you guys never linked up. So when that happened with Eternal Fire, it was like, ooh, all right,
the dream team.
If he wants to tell, he can tell this part of that side. But
with Space Soldier, like we lack of AVP player. We played 2 years without an AVP player, trying to be one of the best team in the world, and it's kind of impossible to do it without an AVP player, I think, in my point of view. And with my coach, old coach, we try to get him, but I think something happened between him or he didn't want to kick one of the member in the time in Space Soldier because he was really close with the players. So he preferred, I think, emotion than professionally, maybe I can say like this. And that's why we didn't, because we practiced one day with woxic.
No, it was a 1 week.
1 week?
1 week.
We practiced 1 week with woxic in this time in Space Soldiers. And everything was well. Like I told him, like let's recruit him extra. Then after that, some things happened. It didn't happen. I don't know why. Most of it.
Basically, my Dark Passage boys told me, if you leave, we cannot go continue. Let's get one player, and we can just stick together. And I told them, I will go with them. To my boys. My boys.
Well, you know, I mean, you had like the loyalty to them, you know?
So after that, like playing for a while more, and after that, I got offer from Hellraisers for trial. So
And I mean, for you, actually, I draw a couple of parallels between your story and Chopper's story. I saw a clip come out recently. Did you see this? Where Chopper was talking, it's like a team talk. And it was just, he was talking to you guys. He was like, I could never be here without you guys. He was so positive about, like, you know, I'm so grateful that we're in this moment together. I wouldn't be able to play at this level in this tournament without you as this team. And it was just so, like, passionate from Chopper. And I can't help but feel you must feel similarly. Like, didn't you? You've retired.
I retired.
Came back.
I played
you played Valorant.
Also.
He played Valorant.
Like
for almost 1 year, 2 years.
1 year.
1 year.
But in Valorant there is no tournament. Like it's why it's so annoying. Just practice every day and no tournament. So I miss a little Counter-Strike. But then I don't know, like my career was not always on the top. Like I try my best. In 1.6 I went the French scene. I was in the middle of the height level, like always losing the best team. Like
who was that at the time?
I was with Millennium.
Millennium.
But then after that, I had one chance with Eternal Fire, like I think 3 years ago. But then with the old coach extra, our vision was not the same, so they kick me, like they prefer to take someone else. Then again, when I stop Counter-Strike, I feel like I miss the competition, you know, I miss Counter-Strike because I'm playing since now a lot. Like my first tournament was at 40 years old, like I was doing DreamHack in the time, like so it's been 20 years now, and I missed that. And I say to myself, let's give one more chance, because I missed the train, you know, at esport player. Like I didn't win a lot, etc. I missed my train. And then I say to myself, like, you give so many 20 years to that, all my life to that, and you have nothing. Try again one more time.
One more time. Yeah, one more crazy trip on the esports trip.
Badger has played CS for longer than Donk has been alive.
We have the same birthday, 25 January. Also,
really?
We are brother of birthday.
I love that. Okay. So how do you process that there are, you know, you've been around so long, there are people who you're playing against, losing who have genuinely been born while you've been playing CS?
Bro, to be honest, I feel
new gen.
Yeah, I feel very happy for them, because in my generation, like, we was not winning any money. Like, there is no salary. You just play for competition, for tournament, and you was winning like mousepad, computer. Yeah. You was doing 10 hours by driving to going to LAN tournament, etc. So it was just competition. And nowadays, like, esport has grown up a lot, and I'm very happy for these young people coming, young players. They can win a lot of money. They can save their life, etc. So I'm grateful for that.
You walked so they can run. You know?
And then spirit. Now.
So with that,
bro, remember everything. Bro, don't remember what I eat yesterday. You remember everything,
dude.
I can't even say
the date as well.
So details.
Good
memory, bro.
Yeah, really good memory.
Yeah, this is insane.
Here's my story.
Here's a story. Yo, it's another magic banger.
I wanted to hear your opinion on this. You know, in-game leaders. It feels to me that it's like the most thankless job. Like, if you win, then it's because of the people that got the kills.
Yep.
If you lose, it's going to be the bad calls or, you know, bot IGL, whatever they're going to say. Like, it feels like you can't win as an in-game leader. It's just going to go.
Like, I think, like Chopper, I was not in-game leader in 1.6. I was star player also, referral player. But I think you don't choose to be leader, to be honest. I didn't choose to be leader.
It just happens?
Like, when I came to Space Soldiers, I just play with these new guys in the time. And I just see that I can help them with more technical, you know? And I just try to do my best for the teams. And they pick me as leader. I didn't choose to be leader. And I don't have inside of me, like, I want to be the leader. I just want to win and to make my people on my right side and left side play good. And sometimes I have this character inside of me, play better than me. I prefer to be sometimes in the dark and they are in the light. I prefer that. So I think maybe this is things that a leader need to have, like not liking being on the light, you know? I prefer to be on the shadow, and my teammates shine a lot. And that's why it's a lot of time I drop always my AK to xantares. So sometimes I play without Kevlar, I play with Glock, some rounds. I don't care, like, because I want to win only. And I think this is important for. I think he's the best player in the world because also he's playing a lot. Like in every sports, when you have talents, but if you not work with your talent, you will not be the best in the world.
True.
Like there is Zidane when you play football, or Michael Jordan in basketball. These guys, like sometimes we watch his Face It. He has 12 game of Face It after official. Like how you play like 10 game of Face It after
best
an official best of 3. You know, so there is no secret.
That's it.
He's grinding a lot,
reps,
and he has a big talents, and with talents and work. Boom.
And I think also he loves the game. That's why. Also. If you don't love the game, if you are not having like 100% pure love to the game, you cannot play after the like best of 3 12 faced game. It's impossible.
Like I think you need to be confident on yourself, and in the major final you won. And then when maybe Shiro was a little shaking, you came to talk to him extra. So you did a lot, and I think you need
calm down, bro.
Robert, it makes me sad when you talk like this. But I think you need to be more confident with yourself, bro. Like it's important to be confident with himself.
Yeah, just ask this guy.
And
look, this guy.
All of that coming out from the mental part of the game, as we all know.
Yep.
It's the biggest reason for play. I mean, it's the biggest reason why players are playing good. If their mental part is good.
Yeah, so I think
Wednesday the 5th of February, the day Magic drops some sick advice and we put on a great podcast. This is fantastic.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
We
Great
are
work,
only
everyone.
enemy in the server. Outside, we are friends.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
we're doing all the same jobs.
And I think the main message of this podcast to you guys watching is look after your mental health.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, solid.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
Good. Yeah. All right. Sick. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Good job, everyone.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Thanks.
this was fucking
Thank you,
great.
thank you.
Thank you.
I got to talk about the Turkish CS. Got to hear Magic's stories.